Over the last 120 days, we took a second-year real estate agent who just started a brand new channel and turned it into this with multiple videos like these, which then exploded her lead volume into this. But how do we do it in one of the most competitive cities for real estate agents in the entire world? In this video, I'm gonna reveal the strategy that we use to grow her channel, what it takes to build a successful real estate channel, and how you can scale a channel 7 figures and beyond. My name is Clayton. My business partner Dylan and I not just work with the channel we're talking about today, but we work with multiple different real estate channels and help them build channels to 6 and 7 figures. Now to start off, let's make sure we all understand how we actually make money with YouTube. I'm gonna come over here to YouTube and let's just do a quick search, living in Atlanta. I know there's a wide range of people that are watching, a lot of different skills, so I wanna make sure we all understand exactly how we really make money from YouTube. And so when I look up this phrase right here, living in Atlanta, or moving to Atlanta, or best neighborhoods in Atlanta, these phrases are going to return to me videos that align with these search phrases. And the reason that's important is because when people are searching these things, as long as we can get our video to show up at the top and someone clicks it, we can then tell them, hey, we're an agent. You can call us, text us, email us, whatever. We'd love to help you with the buying or selling process. It's a great way for us to get a lead, right? A lot of agents know that and have that baseline understanding. But the problem is the way that they believe for you to get to the top is through SEO. You can put things like keywords in your description, you can add tags, you can put keywords in your title. And if you just do it the right way, then your video will make it to the top. And that's just simply not true. In fact, Reen Ritchie, and if you don't know who that is, he is basically YouTube's liaison between YouTube and creators, right? So he's in charge of passing on information and being that kind of middleman. If we go here to his page that he has, he's one of the right-hand mans. This is the CEO of YouTube, and he's here on the right-hand side. Just a few days ago, he posted this. He said, SEO doesn't really mean much on YouTube. The way a viewer responds to a video means a lot. Focus on a thumbnail that grabs attention, a title that helps with the click, an intro that rewards the click, a hook that compels attention, and a video that continuously makes good on the promise of the packaging and leaves the viewer so satisfied that they can't wait to watch another one of your videos. He also goes down below and says, for search traffic, that's a thumbnail that stands out from other results, a title that answers the query, an intro that confirms the video will indeed provide the answer, and a video that delivers the answer in a satisfying and interesting way. Getting good at that is incredibly hard, and SEO is a way some of us are procrastinating to avoid it. The top creators all know that SEO is not what gets you views. It's not what's gonna get you to rank. In fact, with the channel that we're gonna go over today, this is one of our biggest competitive edges compared to all the other channels that are out there. Because the channel we're focusing on today is in Las Vegas, one of the most competitive cities, as I mentioned, and we did some incredible numbers. So let's talk about the strategy behind how we're actually growing her channel. Now, let me give you an example of what that something is. Now, I'm gonna show you Brad McCallum, an agent that if you don't know who he is, he's up in the Calgary market. He's known for making just some really beautiful property tours. A while ago, I believe it was about 11 months ago, he made a video right here titled Moving to Calgary in 2024, everything you must know before deciding. This video was made 11 months ago and has 270,000 views. Incredible. He did an absolutely amazing job. Why is it that this video is doing so well? Other agents aren't performing. Now to show you what makes that difference, let's go ahead and watch a typical video here made by an agent that says step-by-step guide how to move to Calgary.
Future Calgarians, if you're thinking of relocating, whether it's for work, school, or you want a change in lifestyle, you're in the right place. I moved to Calgary from Vancouver just over 3 years ago, and making any sort of big move like that is gonna be a difficult adjustment. So before you pack your bags and move out here are some crucial steps you're gonna wanna follow to make sure the transition is as smooth as possible. In addition, I'm also gonna be touching on a few things that I wish I had done differently looking back.
Now, she's got a pretty good hook. Her opener was pretty well done, great, straight to the point. And I haven't watched the rest of this video, but I just want to compare that introduction to Brad's introduction. So let's take a look at that.
This is Calgary, located in Western Canada on the edge of the Rocky Mountains, a city where over 100 people a day are moving. Today, I'll share why so many people are coming here, what you can expect when you get here, and why for some of you, this might be the biggest mistake of your life.
Now, when we watch the first intro, We watch the second intro. There's a clear level of difference in quality. I mean, Brad's video is got drone shot, he's outside, it's got beautiful editing, the color grading, the sound design. I mean, there's all these little things that, you know, obviously we see because we do a lot of this in post-production, but audio is great. It makes you feel something. He's got a great kind of song coming in when they show their logo. You just feel something. Whereas the other video is, hey guys, today this is what we're gonna cover and, you know, let's go ahead and get started. It's just very informational. You don't feel something. And in order to get an audience to resonate, because guys, remember, if we pull up the screenshot again, at the bottom, it says a video that delivers an answer in a satisfying and interesting way. This is so underrated. It's not just about getting the information across. It's about making sure that when someone clicks on that video and they watch it, they genuinely felt something, whether that's entertainment, whether that's sadness, happiness, excitement. They need to be able to connect with you emotionally. And if you don't have that in your video, that's where a lot of things fall apart, because in order to get someone to reach out, they need to have that expectation met. It's not just getting on video and recording and, hey, I'm done, right? He treats this more as education, as entertainment. He wants to tell a story. If you actually watch this video, it's beautifully done and a great example of how to make an awesome video. Now, how does this play into our strategy? Let's go ahead and just do a quick search. Moving to Calgary. When I do this search, the first video that's popped up is his video, and he made this 11 months ago. And right underneath, we have a video that has 12,000 views. Underneath that, we have a video that has 34,000 views, made 2 months ago. And you know, we could go on and just show all these different videos, but not a single one of the videos has the amount of, I mean, he's pretty much 7, 8, 9, 10 times more viewership on his video, and he's at the very top. And this is what we call monopolizing your market. It's really one of the secrets, the winning on YouTube. When you go in and you create content, for example, Brad obviously focuses on property tours, and he deviated one time to make this video, which is moving to Calgary in 2024. And he did such an awesome job on this video that even though he made it a year ago, it's at the top of search, it's got the most views, and he can still go and do property tours. He's not continuously drilling down into moving to Calgary, moving to Calgary, moving to Calgary, because this video was done so well that it's going to be there for a year or even 2 years to come, and it's going to be a massive source of lead flow for him. And that's the secret. It's not creating more videos. It's not doing the same video over and over. It's making such a good video and doubling down into the quality, to the experience that the audience gets, that when they watch it, it tells YouTube, this video is awesome. And that's what's going to get YouTube put it all the way at the top, not what you can do with keywords, tags, or SEO. And this is exactly what we've done with our channel in Las Vegas. As you look here at her top video, avoid moving to Las Vegas. Now we know this is such a major concept that this is a video that needs to get done right, and pretty much every video we post needs to be done right. And so, you know, if we look at her video, it's got 106,000 views. We made this 5 months ago. I mean, every other day it goes up another 1,000 or something. It's just still crushing it. But why was this video doing so well when tons of agents have made these videos? Well, again, if we go ahead and look at another channel in Las Vegas, a month ago, Do Not Move to Las Vegas, it has 2,000 views. 3 weeks ago, Do Not Move to Las Vegas, it has 122 views. So what he's doing is he's focusing on the quantity of the videos, trying to just create more content instead of making his content better. So for this Do Not Move to Las Vegas video, what he could have done was just focused on making it better like we did for our client, and that's gonna get him a whole lot further. I'd personally rather have one video with 5,000 or 10,000 views than 10 videos all with 100 views. And this is something a lot of agents do, because in every other lead source, they're taught to just do more. It's a numbers game, right? More cold calling, more ads, more emails, more flyers. But with YouTube, that's not how we win on YouTube. It's actually just about making the best content. If we make the best content, YouTube's gonna serve that out. So make sure if you're on YouTube, you're focusing more on the quality than you are on the quantity. And if you start focusing on the quality, what you'll find is that we end up creating a monopoly. And this is exactly what we did with Olga. We're still fairly new, right? We've only had this channel for a couple months, but as we start creating more content and we're creating the best content in this market, it's going to starve out all the other agents, right? If we can make the best video for Don't Move, best neighborhoods, the pros and cons, whatever it is, if we're making the best version we can possibly make, then we're gonna start ranking in all these different categories. And we know the agents at the top make all the money. So if we're able to constantly get at the top for all these different categories, that ends up starving out the competition, right? All the other agents are struggling to get leads because we're constantly at the top. We get all the leads, we make all the money, we reinvest back into the channel, and the other agents are going to slowly have to either leave YouTube or figure out what to do, and they're going to have to adjust as well. So this is exactly how you can monopolize the market, just by simply upgrading the level of content you're doing. Instead of focusing on the quantity of what you're doing, focus on the quality. I cannot stress that enough. So what does it really take if we do want to build the biggest channel in our market? And if you have a channel already, I would listen up because you can't afford not to. In fact, there was an agent who lost over $1 million because he didn't pay attention to this. This is a great example of leveling up your content. I mean, Marquez over in the Dallas market, which is historically super competitive. Levi Lassick has dominated that for a long time, but that's not actually what's happening now. If we look here at his videos, we can see he's popping up, 5,000 views, 43,000 views, 5,000 views. And these are actually all concepts that we have done and we created in the real estate space. Those are our original concepts, actually copied our thumbnail, which is fine. He's popping off here. He's leveling up his content. There's definitely some things he could still improve on, but he's got the fundamentals down in terms of going out and finding winning ideas, creating great content, and consistently doing that over and over again. Whereas if we look at the channel run by Levi, he's got 36,000 subscribers. And if we just look here at his recent videos, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 3,000, 2,000, 600. He's had a couple pop-offs, but for the amount of subscribers and videos he has, it's actually not that impressive. I mean, if we look at his channel stats, he's got 100,000 views in the last 90 days. And if we go and we look at here, what we're at, 90,000 views, right? So there's actually not that big of a difference. And again, he has 6 times more videos than Marquez. So not only is he catching up, but he's actually taking a lot of leads from Levi because he's consistently leveling up. And one thing that I've seen just happen recently on Levi's channel is he's actually made a major shift into property tours, which is not what he teaches. So I do find that interesting, but he is going and copying the Living in Houston channel, right? Which is Channel Junkies. They started doing all the property tours, pretty much same format, 50-minute content, hour-long content. And we can see here, if we go back to that channel, that's pretty much what's happening here. An hour long, 50 minutes. Then he's got some shorter ones, but he's trying to play in the property space and copy that strategy. He could have done a whole lot more. And the strategy portion and the adapting portion is not something he's been able to keep up with. And because of that, that's been a big reason that these agents are starting to take share. If he had just reinvested back into the channel, if he had doubled down, if he had done, for example, what Brad McCallum had done with his channel and just gone so hard into creating the best content possible for all these different pieces, he would have crushed it. And it would be so hard for agents to compete because he's simply just making the best content. There's a lot of things that he has done a really good job on. Reinvesting and doubling down on the channel is not one of those things, and it's cost him. I think last year they dropped from doing 2 to 3. They're probably, I think, maybe back down to 1. So it's cost them about $1 million. And just to show you real quick, let's just go to channels because I want you to see how many channels there are in Dallas. I mean, I can scroll on and on and on. So these agents that are actually creating good content are starting to take market share because YouTube doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter if you have 30,000 subscribers, if you have 3,000 subscribers or 100 subscribers. If you consistently make the best content, YouTube's gonna show that to everybody. And so one of the easiest ways for you to get to the top is just consistently produce the best content. Now there is a channel, which I will pull up here, Living in Houston, run by Jackson Wilkie, who has done a phenomenal job at this. And it's really a model for the amount of effort that it's going to take if you wanna build the most successful channel in your market. Now, Jackson isn't a licensed agent. This is something I do recommend, and he has a partnership with an agent that actually closes the transaction. So while he goes out and he shoots content, he's handling the YouTube strategy, the thumbnails, the editing team, and all that stuff. His partner is closing the deals and walking people into homes, handling the phone calls, the emails, all that good stuff. And what that's allowed him to do, put the most amount of effort into the channel. He's not distracted. Now, yes, he does have a program on the side, but all of his time is spent on just YouTube, making sure that he's just constantly in his analytics, looking through things, right? And this is something we were talking about the other day, but if you look at his thumbnails, he's got this style where he's got a home, he's got this really specific text that he's been using in his face. He's done that pretty consistently. They performed really well. He's done that like multiple times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so this thumbnail style actually performed really, really well for him. And even just recently, I know these videos are more recent, so we'll have to see how they perform, but he started testing different thumbnail concepts, right? He's got this more like AI bubbly text, 1, 2, 3rd, and then he didn't like that apparently, something happened. So he went and split tested the 2 prices, and now he's done that a couple times. Now he's gone back to the more bubbly text. And so he's constantly innovating and testing to try to figure out what is best. And he can do that because he puts all of his effort back into the channel. Now, if to put in the most effort, there is a level of delegation that you need to be able to give. Let me just give you my recommendation on, as we've worked with so many different agents and some of the fastest growing channels, what we've seen happen so you can make the best decision. So when it comes to delegating, I would say the first thing you want to delegate out for sure is going to be editing. It's going to take up most of your time. You're going to be, trying to learn a brand new software, and that's not your highest leverage. Okay, go shoot, plan everything if you want to, but pass on the editing because it's going to take you 10 hours, especially if you're just getting started. I mean, I know agents that spend 15, 20 hours just to edit a video. Come on, let's not do that. Second thing you want to delegate out is the thumbnails. You're not a graphic designer. There are people that have spent years and years and years learning Photoshop, how to make sure that thumbnails look great. You want to work with those people. You don't want to be doing it yourself. Next thing I would delegate out is the strategy. Now, I know there are blueprints out there and courses out there that teach you what to do. And those are awesome, right? They teach you a lot about how to build and grow a YouTube channel. But again, your highest leverage a lot of the time is not in the strategy. It's not in the designing of thumbnails. It's not in the editing. It's the being the face of the camera and closing deals. And even some of our own agents that we work with, while we're handling the strategy, they're on camera and now they can't keep up with the lead flow. So they're actually finding people underneath them. They're building a team or they're having a partner who can close the business because they understand that in order to win on YouTube, your highest leverage is just being on camera and making sure you make the best video possible. If you just do that, everything else will take care of itself. But if you're so focused on making sure that you get the editing done, if you're so focused on making sure you get the thumbnail, if you're recording all the right clips and you're trying to close the deals and you got an email and you got a phone call and you got to go out to this appointment, how are you going to have the time to make the best video? You have to be able to delegate those things out. So again, the biggest focus is making the best video, and that's where your time should be spent, not on all these other things. And that's just what I've seen from agents who get burnt out or who end up not closing business is because they are distracted with all the other things. So now that we know to win on YouTube, we need to monopolize our market, right? Make the best video. We know that making the best video requires the most effort and delegating that stuff out. How about a long-term vision for how we can take a channel and grow it to $1 million or multiple millions of dollars? Like, what is the long-term vision for those of you that are the ambitious agents out there? So I want to pull up the Dallas, Houston market here. I just want to give you that long-term plan. For us, we're not looking just to do a couple of transactions. We're looking to do 50, 100, 200 transactions, right? The more the merrier, because that's what we specialize in. And a lot of the agents we work with, we have partnerships. So with that being said, let's take a look here at what Levi could have done to really scale to the next level. So obviously went over his channel, he's made a lot of content. Now, what I would have done first is double down on the channel. So I would have invested more into a better videographer. I would have invested more into a strategist, brought someone onto the team that has grown multiple channels and really just focused on building the channel to the best that it could be. I guarantee if he did that, he would probably have the Dallas market anywhere from about $3 to $5 million a year in business coming through on the real estate side, just in the Dallas market alone. Now, what he could have then done is, let's say he capped out, and I don't know what it would cap out at. I honestly don't know the size of the market because we don't have the biggest channel there, but if we did, we'd be able to have more of a pulse on that. Let's say after doing that, he capped, right? And he hit the highest level of leads that he can get. He's not able to convert anymore. What that would mean is he's got some options. He can go ahead and niche down into some other locations like Plano or these other really popular areas if he wanted to, and start a second channel there. Or what he could have also done is gone ahead and started a channel in Houston, right? And now he could double down into another market. And this is where he could have done, $3 to $5 million or more from the Houston market. And if he started really doing well there and competing, he could have done the same thing in San Antonio. And he could have bounced around these 3 different markets. He could have gone to Austin. And I know that sounds crazy and that might be a lot of work for some agents, but I'm talking about what this looks like at scale. We're actually in talks with some of our agents to do things like this. When you get to that level, a lot of the agents are not in production themselves, right? Maybe closing a deal here and there, the ones they really want to, but they're focused on, okay, what am I going to do in terms of building a team? They're looking at these bigger picture questions. And so, yeah, that's something he could have done. It's something I personally would have done. He would have had 4 or 5 of the biggest channels in a core market. He could have had agents, running a team here in Houston, and they have a partnership and coach them. And that's, again, there's long-term models for a lot of this stuff that we can talk about with any of you agents that are interested in something like this. But with all that being said, what it really takes if you want to be the best is you want to dominate that market. You've got to monopolize. And that's exactly what we're doing with the channel in Las Vegas. We're just constantly making the best content. We're out and about. We've got the best titles, best thumbnails, drone footage, best editing. I mean, this is what we're doing to just constantly level up our channel, how we're gonna consistently win in the Las Vegas market. Now, if you wanna build the biggest channel in your market, there is a link down below. Click it. We'd love to help you grow and scale your real estate channel. And by the way, as we talked today about how to build a 7-figure channel, it's also important to make sure you're making the right decisions. And it's really hard to grow a channel if you have the wrong information. So I'd highly encourage you to click this video right here, which talks about 7 lies you're being told about how to build a real estate channel. Go ahead, click it, and I'll see you over there.